Let's talk anti-aging ingredients and products. Anti-aging is one of the most common concerns I get as a dermatologist. So today, I'm gonna share with you some of my favorite anti-aging ingredients and products that I recommend very frequently to my patients and followers alike on social media. So before we dive into the ingredients and products, let's talk about this concept of anti-aging. Even though we use it so commonly, I actually don't like the term anti-aging because that sounds very unnatural. We all age, and that is part of being human. And a lot of the aging is really determined by genetics, our lifestyle, habits, our diet, the amount of sun exposure that we get. And so many factors play into aging, internal and external. So we can't truly anti-age. And in fact, I don't think we want to anti-age. That is just not natural. However, because we know over 80% of the skin aging comes from external factors like ultraviolet radiation is huge and pollution, there are definitely things that we can do now, as well as preventative things that you can do in your 20s, 30s, and so on that can help delay the signs of aging and maybe even reverse some of those signs so that way you can age more gracefully. So without these changes of our skin, what we see of aging skin is fine lines, wrinkles, as well as uneven skin texture and tone. And so that is really what we are trying to tackle when we are talking about anti-aging, addressing the lack of radiance, hoping to soften some of the fine lines and wrinkles, as well as maintaining a healthy skin barrier. That's all going to overall really improve our skin, that aged appearance. And lastly, it doesn't really matter how much skincare you do if you are not taking care of your body, eating well, exercising, limiting things that are inflammatory like smoking, alcohol, excessive alcohol intake. It's really not going to be truly effective. When we talk about anti-aging, even though we are talking about skincare, it's really a lifestyle and habit that we are also trying to address as well. So the first and by far arguably the most important is sunscreen. And of course, this would not be a dermatologist anti-aging video without talking about sunscreen. The reason why we hamper on sunscreen is because we know 80% of skin aging is external, and you can delay the onset of the signs of aging when you are properly protecting your skin against ultraviolet radiation and pollution. So wearing sunscreen is an absolute must on a daily basis. Along the same line, avoiding baking and tanning, sunburning, and all those things that we do know causes direct harm on your skin, not just aging, but also skin cancer risks. Now, when it comes to using sunscreen, you just gotta pick one that you love, that you will wear on a regular basis. I definitely have some of my personal favorites. I tend to gravitate toward tinted mineral sunscreen, but here, just use whatever works well for you. If you want to check out some of my recs, you can check out my Holy Grail skincare video to learn some of my favorite sunscreens that I use on a regular basis. But the most important thing, pick a sunscreen that you like, that you will want to wear on a daily basis. The next ingredient that by far has the most level of evidence is topical retinoids. In particular, tretinoin 0.05% is really the gold standard that has been studied the most. How retinoids work in treating signs of aging is number one, it stimulates collagen production and helps thicken your skin over time. Overall skin thickness, it improves the density of collagen, stimulates hyaluronic acid production, and also normalizes that cellular turnover, referring to that top layer of the skin. That turnover process is slowed down with age. Although retinoids are not true exfoliants, meaning it doesn't help to remove that top layer of your skin, what it is doing, it is normalizing that maturation process, which tends to be abnormal with chronic sun damage. So your skin is gonna look less dull, you're gonna get more evenness of skin texture and skin tone. For individuals who've never used a retinoid or you cannot get a prescription, over-the-counter retinol products can be helpful helpful as well. Retinol products don't have as much studies compared to tretinoin, but nevertheless, we do have a good decent amount of studies demonstrating that retinols can be helpful in improving signs of aging. They're not as strong as prescription retinoids, so the benefit is that you're going to get less irritation. The ones I recommend to my patients who are new is the Olay Regenerist Retinol 24, as well as Neutrogena Rapid Repair. Both of these come as a moisturizer, and both of these you can find in a fragrance-free formulation. The reasons why these two are important is number one, for someone who is new to retinoids, using the retinol in a moisturizer can be less irritating, and you're also getting the moisturizing effects when it's in a cream moisturizer. So essentially, you can use it as a moisturizer, but still getting the benefit of the retinol. Another retinol product that I really like, CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Cream. This contains retinol as well as licorice root that can help with hyperpigmentation. You know, it's great for those individuals who are struggling with acne, hyperpigmentation, but I find that the retinol here in the CeraVe formulation is very gentle. So a good starter retinoid for those with more sensitive and dry skin. I've even used it as like a retinol eye cream, and I found it to be very, very tolerable and non-irritating. The next ingredient I recommend incorporating into your anti-aging skincare routine would be an alpha hydroxy acid, namely glycolic and lactic acid. So alpha hydroxy acids are chemical exfoliants. They help to remove that dead skin buildup on the top layer of the skin that we know accumulates as we get older, and it doesn't turn over as readily, giving our skin more of that dull look and uneven texture and tone. But also, with use over time, it has been demonstrated in clinical studies to stimulate collagen as well as hyaluronic acid production. Studies have even shown that alpha hydroxy acids and retinoids really complement each other when it comes to treating signs of aging, meaning they actually work really well together. Now, what I mean by together is incorporating into a routine, not necessarily using them together in the same routine. Very few people actually tolerate using alpha hydroxy acids and retinoids together at the same time. But one of my favorite ways of using alpha hydroxy acids in my anti-aging skincare routine is using a leave-on overnight treatment a few times a week in place of my retinoid at night. A few of my favorites are the Naturium Glycolic Resurfacing 10% acid, and I just apply this to my skin at night after cleansing, and when I use this at night, I will not use my topical retinoid. So essentially, I treat it like my topical retinoid, but I alternate nights when I use both. Another favorite of mine is the SkinCeuticals Glycolic 10. That's another great alpha hydroxy acid overnight treatment. If you have more sensitive skin, consider going with like lactic acid. One I really like is from Biossance. Their lactic and squalane serum is very gentle and helps. In addition, lactic acid is a great humectant and can stimulate ceramide production over time as well. If you're into exfoliating pads, you can check out the Extravillon Sunrise Morning Glow exfoliating pads. This one contains even more gentle type of hydroxy acid called polyhydroxy acid, which is again a very gentle exfoliant, but also has antioxidant benefits. And this is one that is really great for those with like rosacea and super sensitive skin. You can use this on a regular basis for that gentle exfoliation. So the next ingredient that I have in my routine on a regular basis is topical vitamin C. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant, and here I'm using it in a defense against ultraviolet radiation and pollution that my skin is facing on a daily basis, and helps to augment the protective benefits of my sunscreen. Vitamin C is also important because it helps even out your skin tone, it inhibits tyrosinase, so it can be helpful for treating signs of hyperpigmentation. And lastly, vitamin C is really important for collagen synthesis. Vitamin C is actually a cofactor that is needed by the important enzymes in our skin for making collagen. So I have been using an antioxidant vitamin C serum in my routine for over 7-8 years now. Obviously, if you know me, you know my holy grail is SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic. This is by far the most studied vitamin C serum on the market. I trust it, I love it, and so do many other dermatologists. But you know, this is expensive, and it's not the only one that is available that works well, but this is just my Holy Grail. Other ones I recommend that are a little bit more affordable includes one from Vichy. And Vichy actually has great clinical studies demonstrating the efficacy and stability of their vitamin C. And so I really recommend that brand. And for those who are on a budget but wanting to use a vitamin C serum, I recommend CeraVe's Skin Renewing Vitamin C Serum with 10% L-ascorbic acid. But it comes in this more hydrating emulsion formulation. I've used this one myself and I think it's a great one. Really a budget-friendly vitamin C and great for those with sensitive and dry skin. If you have more sensitive skin, you may want to consider using a vitamin C in a different formulation, like a lighter lotion or emulsion, or a different vitamin C derivative. There are a lot of vitamin C derivatives in skincare. Besides L-ascorbic acid, the next derivative of vitamin C that has decent amount of evidence is THD ascorbate. And this is a lipid-soluble form of vitamin C that gives great penetration and stability. And because it's lipid-soluble, you're gonna find this in more of a cream or lotion-like formulation. So with that, I actually find it to be very suitable for those with more sensitive or dry skin. A couple of formulations that I've tried that I've enjoyed is the one from Revision, their C+ correcting serum, as well as one from Perricone MD. The last ingredient I think is worthwhile incorporating into your anti-aging skincare regimen are peptides. Peptides essentially are strings of amino acids strained together in various different sizes. When it comes to skincare and peptides, you can find them in few categories: signal peptide, carrier peptide, enzyme peptide, and the last is neural transmitting or blocking peptides. But I find that signal peptides are really where the money is at when it comes to topical peptide formulations for helping with fine lines and wrinkles. Signal peptides, often they mimic protein structures found within the skin. It acts as a signal and used by your body to generate more signals and production of molecules like collagen or elastin. And that is really how it works when it comes to anti-aging skincare. One that I recommend, that I read clinical studies on and demonstrating really great efficacy, is the one from Olay Regenerist. And it's a great one that you can use that really will complement retinoids really well. The two don't interact. Peptides really don't cause irritation. So something to consider adding into your routine. And the Olay Regenerist is a great moisturizer, so you can use it as a moisturizer over your retinol serum or what have you. Another brand is really well known for their peptide products is from Alastin. Alastin is really one of the few products out there that has been shown clinically to stimulate elastin in the skin. And elastin is helpful because that is what also helps our skin to give it the plumpness as well as skin elasticity. They have a selection of products from moisturizers to cleansers to sunscreen to eye and neck cream. Their eye cream and neck cream are amazing. I personally love it. And then their serums are helpful, and their serums comes in two different forms. One is this regenerating nectar, and this is a primer balm-like texture that doesn't contain water. It's great to use on a daily basis. It doesn't pill, but this is amazing to use post-procedural, and that is what really was initially designed for. So I actually will have patients use this after resurfacing laser or microneedling. You can also find a more emulsion formulation that essentially is the same thing that can be used on a regular basis, and that is the Restorative Skin Complex. Now, obviously, this is not cheap. This one retails for $195. Substitutes over the counter that I think are great options in addition, besides the Olay, the Ordinary Buffet Serum. That serum contains a blend of various peptides, and although I don't have access to the Ordinary clinical studies, if any, at very least, the peptides here in their formulation is acting as a great humectant to help to keep the skin hydrated and plump. Remember, a lot of the signs of aging is accentuated as our skin gets more dry with age. And so a really important part of fighting or improving signs of aging is just keeping your skin barrier healthy. So the Buffet Serum is a great hydrating serum at the very least. So that's it, guys. Those are my top anti-aging ingredients and some of my favorite products. And let me know if there are products that you want me to review that you're really interested in learning more about, or comment below and let me know if you tried any of these and what you think of them. Again, I would love it if you can give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find more skincare content on my social media, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!